Hello, welcome to day 2 of June vlogs. It's still raining, but I've made some improvements. Rain pants. Well, I was pretty silly not to wear those yesterday. I was soaked to the skin, but not today. Okay, I'm off to train the dogs, and I'll take you with me. Good morning. Good morning. I realized yesterday that I probably should have given a few more details about book club and explained the gummies. They were just Welch's fruit snacks. It wasn't like psychedelic gummies or anything like that. That is just not part of my life. I think the worst thing that I've done in the last long time is caffeine, which, by the way, does not work well for me. Anyway, I thought I'd just clear my name there. We were out for our walk. Tilly is not feeling super good today. I think it was her who pooped in the dog garage, and she did not eat her breakfast, so poor thing. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, we do our best to give them good food and feed them right, but I mean, they're outside dogs, so they go around and find dead things and chew on them. So they're always kind of, well, dogs are gross. I love them, but they're gross. Anyway, this book club. This book club is called the Inner Compass Book Club, and it was started by a really wonderful woman named Sherry. If you Google Pegasus Ranch, Google Pegasus Ranch, Sundre, Alberta, I'm sure something will come up for her. She does all kinds of light work, spiritual coaching, healing, drumming circles, all sorts of this is my favorite spot right here. Do you see all those young poplars? They smell like heaven. Anyway, Sherry is an incredible woman, and I have been doing some coaching with her in the last few months, and it has opened a lot of doors and, made me face a few things that I had just shoved under the rug. Anyway, this book club is all about reading spiritual books, and then we just do one chapter a week, so it's not overwhelming. The book we're reading right now is very small. The chapters are short. It's totally digestible. And you can read it a few times without feeling like you spent a lot of time doing your homework. So last night we discussed the 5th chapter, which is about loving kindness, self-compassion. And it was just amazing to hear what everyone had to say about it. And she really encourages us to not just think about it in an abstract way, but to try and figure out how that applies to our own life and our own experiences, which is where the healing happens. So I'm going to carry on walking Tilly, and if you wanted to pick up, or even Pema Chodron's book, When Things Fall Apart, I mean, you can find it on YouTube, but I would recommend buying it just so you can support the author. It's a great read. Talk to you later. Look at all those amazing spruce buds. I'm just about to leave, and just wanted to share my coping strategies The office has gotten a lot busier over the last couple of years. In fact, I don't even have my own office anymore. I'm sharing with my mother-in-law. So there's a lot of talking, a lot of visiting, a lot of, with just drivers coming in and out of the office. And yeah, it's freaking busy in here. So for my birthday, I got these. And they're wonderful. So I just pop these on. Sometimes people still talk to me, but I can't really hear them. And I can just focus and do the math and do my work without hopefully making too many mistakes. So it's wonderful. Sometimes I'll like put the diffuser on too. And yeah, that sensory deprivation stuff, that's a real thing because you can really be overly stimulated. I don't know if you have that. I know it used to be with my kids. You know, when the kids were little, as soon as they would come home from school, you're just like, oh my God, the anxiety, right? So, you know, you can breathe. That's always a good strategy. Just listen to your exhalation. It's a lot easier to breathe if you got something covering your ears because you can hear your breath as well as feel your breath. So that is how I cope with a very busy office. What do you do? Are you still working? Or even if you're not, when you're in a situation where it's just, there's too much going on, it's overstimulating and you're feeling your anxiety rising up, how do you deal? Let me know. Another thing I was thinking of as I'm about to peel out of the office parking lot is that if I'm feeling anxious at work, probably everyone else is too. So today I tried just quietly saying Om, you know, in my head, but projecting it through the office to have a calming effect on me and everyone else. I think it worked. I could feel it anyway. Maybe it didn't work on anyone else, but you know, like if I can get my energy down, then I can probably help other people feel a little more calm too. That was the strategy anyway. We've got shepherd's pie on the menu today, and I'm very pleased to say that even in June, 50% of what we're eating either came from our garden or came from a local farm. In my last Yoga for Knitters episode, which was way back in January, I let you all know that I was going to be doing a knit-a-thon as a fundraiser for the Canadian Cancer Society in February. And in order to make it difficult, I was going to finish projects I really didn't feel like finishing. And here's one of them. This is the Miles shirt jacket by Ozetta Knits. And I love it. It's made out of mostly wools from either the, what was it called? The Custom Woolen Mill, which is by Carstairs near me, or yarn from my in-law's sheep. And it was a slog. I'll just show you what it looks like on. It's very warm. It's very soft. I ended up having to change the collar because the V went down too low. So I ended up picking up quite a bit more here in the V, and then I just ended up doing a folded over high neck collar, which I really like. It's quite warm. It doesn't ever feel like it's in the way. So it's got a funny kind of a bulky drape, but it is quite warm and it's a good thing to wear on actually a day like today.